Howdy, howdy. I don't know if anybody's here. I'm playing. I'm playing with my phone. I'm playing with one of these vertical lives, and I don't know what I'm doing. I thought I could do it on my computer, but I don't think I can. Because this is I'm really good at this. So, Lordy, what am I doing? Do. Hey, there's Lindy. Am I live? I must be live. Oh, that's funny. I was just playing with this thing. I was trying to figure out how to make a vertical live off of my desktop, and I don't think it works. I think you can only do it with the phone. Holy crap, everybody's coming in here. Hi. Oh my gosh. This was me screwing around with my phone to figure out how these vertical lives work. And I haven't ever done one before. And I accidentally hit some buttons, and here we are. I am blushing because I didn't even, it said on here to upload a thumbnail, and then I was trying to do that, and people were coming in. Like, I don't know. I don't get the ground rules on this apparently. Oh, good Lord. Well, so what are you guys doing? Oh, geez. I know better than to play with my phone. Well, I'm glad you are here. There's it says there's 7 people here. Well, what would you like to talk about? Who's all coming to we're finally getting some things hammered out. Who's coming to Austin for Hack Your Health? We got to work on a meetup. Let us know that. No joke. No joke, we may as well party. I'm trying to, I don't know. I don't understand YouTube's fangled buttons. You're not going to Austin. Well, son of a gun. How am I going to meet y'all? I know Sandra, she's just basically a little jog away from Austin. Dang it. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm still testing this out. I don't know how to do this. I don't even know if this is actually a vertical live or not. Boot scooting boots. There you go. I know you're closer to the moon. I was being facetious. Is this considered a vertical live? That's weird. Well, I mean, I know I'm not like standing on my head or sideways, but I don't know if this is considered a normal live or if it's going out vertical on the short band. Hey, there's Scott. Michael, help. Tell me if this is out on the short bandwidth or not. All right. Well, we're going to go with it. It's interesting. What do you guys want to talk about? What are you guys doing? This is a terrible angle because I'm not on my real camera or my real setup because I'm on my stupid phone that's hitting buttons. Oh, here. Let me show you the wall with the C on it. And there's the other C. And that's the T because that stands for the Carnivore Cure because I got all fancy because when I put the sound tiles in here for the acoustics. I'm tech challenged too. Semi-screen, okay. Your stuff from priming? Well, that's a good problem to have. I know I should have never pushed buttons without Michael. I won't do it anymore. Oh, was Chafee on? I just got off work, and then me and Adam were talking about verticals today, and I thought I could do it from my desktop and my webcam setup, and then it said I couldn't, and then I was trying to hook my phone wirelessly to Camo so that I could use it vertically through my PC, but then I didn't know how to get to the vertical PC. I'm probably just making this more complicated. It'll probably work if I just would have loaded it through my PC and used this phone. Yeah, exactly. And that's what we were talking about, trying this platform out. But I don't know. I don't get it, Big Dan. Like, this is this is not. I don't like the way my head looks in here. Makes my hat look dirty. Look at all that. It's not really that dirty. It's terrible lighting. The lighting's bad from this angle. I have to do a whole new setup. I don't know. Plus, look, now you can tell that I didn't shave today. That's even worse. Oh, I remember Young Frankenstein, but I must have missed your joke. Oh, Abby Normal. Yeah, I remember now. Man, I'm on, what is this? I can't look, because I'm on my phone. I can't look at my apps, but I think, let's see, it's 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, so that's 15. So I'm 105 hours in on a 120-hour fast. So I'm not cooking right now. But tomorrow I get to eat after a 5-dayer. But tomorrow I'll cook. It's gonna be good. Right now I can't, unless it's for Cosette. I might cook for Cosette later. People are rolling in. Well, that's kind of interesting. Uh, if you care to uh, humor me, if you're new to the channel and you're just popping in for the first time, say howdy in the chat, would you? Yeah, exactly. Michael would appreciate it if you would all discuss food with me since I'm on a fast, because he feels that I need just a little bit of playback. Howdy. Oh, wow. We got some new people here. Wow, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping in. This is a new platform. Well, this vertical platform is for us, but thank you for stopping in. Ask any questions if you wish. If you're new and you don't know why I'm even on here, it's because I do the carnivore diet. I know there's not any explanation up here. Grilled my steaks for the first time today. Everyone around the block came around to see what I was cooking. One gentleman said, "What a treat!" And I didn't disagree. Oh, absolutely. Sorry, I'm on my phone for the stupid vertical thing. I can barely see the chat because, well, because I'm used to a way bigger font. Oh, how long is your fast, lady? The Scotch fillet, nice, nice lamb. That would be good. Smelling so good. I bet it is smelling delicious. Hey, thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. Um, let's see. I can say that This is the since I started doing a 2-to-1 fat ratio to protein, I can say this was the easiest 5-day fast I've ever been on. It didn't even, like, no joke, there was zero struggle. I was, forgetting to even eat. It's crazy, this one. Oh, nice. Air fryers are amazing. I love those for my steaks. Sure. Priming. So I did priming basically from, let's say, I think it was the end of October. Yeah, it was. It was like the middle of October because that was when I quit chewing. So it was the middle of October until basically um, the end of December. And priming is basically when uh, when you first get off the standard American diet, you're very malnourished. We don't even think that. We think if we're heavy, we're not malnourished, but we are because we just gained a lot of weight from insulin resistance and nutriently empty sugar. And so when you go on carnivore, it's very beneficial. Before your body can start to heal, it actually needs the nourishment. And we get so bent out of shape about losing the weight that we don't think about healing the body. So priming is basically eating with a purpose to boost your metabolism, nourish your body, and kind of start off on a solid foundation. So extra amino acids, I think I'm having trouble getting enough protein and was wondering if that is why you take them. So yeah, kind of. I mean, here's that kind of goes along with the priming question on the amino acids. Is and this is also just go on that kind of note. This is the same way I think about electrolytes in any supplements you're taking. There's a strong case to be made for when you eat the proper human diet, you shouldn't eat a bunch of supplements. However, at first, at the beginning, most people will find they're so deficient in a lot of things: amino acids, protein, collagen, electrolytes, different vitamins and minerals, that supplementation really helps. And especially because most of us are coming from some kind of eating disorder and we don't even really know it. We're so used to the carbs and stuff that when you start doing carnivore, you tend to undereat because you start feeling leptin sensitivity, which is satiation hormones, and they start working for the first time. You didn't have them. So you tend to lean into undereating because we're all kind of beat into that mindset, anyways. So we think that not eating is going to make us lose weight. And it's, kind of silly when you really figure out what's going on. But so with the amino acids, sorry, something went wrong there with my internet, but you can take concentrated amino acids a lot, with a lot less room than eating full steaks. So you could really pump them up. So basically, it was just to get my body nourished and satiated with the essential amino acids so that I could kind of maintain and do maintenance with the meat, and so that's basically why I took the extra amino acids. 12-hour fast. No, that's a good place to start. Hey, DC, what are you doing, man? Thanks for hopping in. Okay. Achilles heel is liquids. Yeah, absolutely. Sweet tea and any. Yeah, absolutely. No, I had. That's how I get. That's how I gained most of my 700 pounds was soda. It was drinking it. It wasn't eating it. I didn't. I had. I could eat for sure if I wanted to, but I knew I couldn't lean into that because I was worried about how far off the rails I would go, which is a funny statement to say considering I still hit 700 pounds. But believe me, there was some control in there or some attempt at controlling what was going on there. But no, it was all the sugar that I drank. It was iced coffees, soda, sweet teas, lemonades, juices, and energy drinks. That was absolutely it. And the only way that I found real freedom from that addiction was to do a real eliminated, strict carnivore and not introduce any sweet foods and then eat my way through the addiction and the craving. So I had to really pack down the beef and the fat and the eggs and the salt and just I only drank water. And I did do a transition for 4.5, 5 weeks where I used sparkling mineral water, um, volcanic lemon juice, and some electrolytes to make like a kind of a keto like lemonade. And that was my crutch for about 5 weeks to get off of the caffeine and soda and all that stuff. But after that, I just drank water, and I've only drank water for 15 months since. So that would be my tip: is go hard carnivore and and you know kind of eat your way through it. Eat fat and meat. Let's see. I feel like a rabbit in the headlights right now. Hey, big man, I was just playing with my phone trying to figure out how to do these vertical lives, and I thought I could do it on my desktop. And so, big man's a pro at these vertical lives. I don't know how to do them. So, yeah, I just popped on here with definitely like a deer in the headlights look. Uh, what if you can't afford to pasture raised eggs and grass fed beef and stuff? Anything's better than the standard American diet. So wherever you can start, that's the best place to start. I don't worry about grass fed beef. I do feel differently about the eggs. I feel like the best eggs you can get are better, just because I know how I feel on them. However, if you get decent ground beef and stuff, from Costco or whatever, I like Costco's ground beef. I think it's a good quality beef. I don't have a problem with that. I don't eat grass fed beef, and I don't do that. I do have fresh chickens that lay eggs and stuff, but I don't. I don't worry about the grass fed beef. I don't really like the grass fed beef. It tastes like sagebrush and buttholes. Uh, Add egg yolks and butter for breakfast, coffee with half and half for a snack, good lamb for lunch, butter and raw cheese, snack, and a steak for dinner. That's doing some good work for sure. Awesome. And the real thing is, how do you feel? Are you having control over the carb cravings, and do you feel good? Or do you have energy? Do you, if you were struggling with any kind of anxiety or depression and stuff, are you sleeping good? Ate all Walmart eggs, and I splurge some brown eggs now and then. I shop at Sales Line. Yeah, I mean, whatever, here's what I've found. And I was thinking about this today because I had another person ask me on Instagram today, but I, look at today, I'm fasting, or this week I'm fasting 5 days, so I'm not eating anything for 5 days. And tomorrow I will break my fast. And, I'm probably going to start with some eggs. And then as soon as I'm done with this fast, I'm going back to, I'm kind of doing rolling. And this is just me, I'm just speaking out loud, but I'm going back to rolling 84-hour fast. So I basically eat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday day, and then I fast Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I don't eat again until Monday. So I fast exactly half the week, and I eat exactly half the week. And when I do eat, I'm not drinking anything but water, and I'm not eating snacks or side dishes. I'm not having iced coffees anymore. I'm not getting um, Red Bulls and energy drinks. I'm not drinking sodas. I'm not eating desserts. I'm not getting snacks and these things. I'm just eating one meal, and it's only half the week, and it's really just beef and tallow. And if you do a lot of your eating with eggs and ground beef, I mean, it's incredibly affordable. And then when you're fasting and stuff, which fasting is good for me, I got a lot of progress I need to make, but and so maybe you don't have to do that. But for me personally, I was just thinking about it today, between the fasting, the not snacking, not all the other junk, and then also the fact that I don't sit here and buy a bunch of aspirin and Advil and Pepto Bismol and Rolaids and Tums and all this stuff, you know what I mean? And I don't have all these things. I mean, even my toilet paper lasts for forever now. And I rarely ever get sick. I got sick about a week ago. I got COVID, and that was the first time I've really been sick in 15 months. So, um, you know, if you once you get rolling on it, it starts paying you back. And when you get to that spot, the finances actually start going the other way. Carnivore starts really helping you. Oh, thank you, Lindy, for putting that in there. I'll be honest, I fell off carnivore and I'm now suffering from caffeine withdrawal, but it's the last thing I need to get rid of. Yeah, well, and the thing is, I used to think that too, and I think this is something we got to fix in our thinking because I used to think that my first 2.5 years of ketovore were a complete failure, and I don't think that anymore because I'm realizing now that this is part of the process. Keto got me to carnivore. Uh, keto ketovore was a lot better than the standard American diet I was on, and it kind of put me on a strong footing to do real strict carnivore. So it was part of the process. So I think, you know, whatever, as long as you're getting back on and you're staying in these groups and you keep pressing forward and you have, you're just having more and more days on carnivore than you did not on carnivore, the day before or the month before, and your average is going up on carnivore. I think you're going in the right direction. I don't think you're failing. So I think you just got to push through it. And then I think what I keep finding out is, I finally got to a place where I don't have any of those addictions and any of those problems I used to have, and I know how hard it is to get over the caffeine, to get over the nicotine, and all that stuff. And I beat all those things, so I'm not in any hurry to go and slip off the wagon and get those things back, so that I got to fight them again. So that's the good thing. Key to it is keep talking. Well, you are in luck, John. This mouth doesn't stop moving. uh, they taste better. I think you're talking about the eggs, and absolutely they do. Let's see. It worked. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm looking through some things, and so I got these lights that are up, and I'm at a terrible angle, so they're shining in my eyes. So I got to squint, and I'm trying to see this little chat on this stupid screen. Yeah, absolutely, Lindy. The food freedom's awesome. Man, this is a crazy impromptu live, but it's fun. Let's see. Hello there, friend. Hey, Scott, how's it going? Sorry, I'm playing around with one of these vertical short things, and I can't hardly see the chat very good. I feel like turning these lights off. What is that now? That's going to be a nightmare if I do that. Let me. That's a little bit better. All right, what do we got here, Scott? Money I save from prescriptions. Yep, that's another one. Is what I buy ribeyes with. Absolutely, yeah, that's true too. I didn't even think about that. I had forgot about the prescriptions alone pays for that. Absolutely, Scott. What's the idea? Man, I just love sardines with hot sauce, and that's what I do. I just put a little bit of Tabasco on them and take down a can. But I don't eat the sardines anymore. I swapped them for cod livers, and so I eat cans of cod livers. But yeah, I don't. So the it was very interesting, and I'm starting to think a couple of things too. I think one, I don't know if you'd call it circadian rhythm or just the season, whatever. But I think whatever timeline my body was on, I think it was holding on to weight and mass over the winter. Something changed, and I think that's another reason that it's making it really easy to fast right now. But also, the 2-to-1 fat to protein ratio has been a game changer for me lately. So I definitely would recommend that to anybody that's wanting a little more energy or feels like they're struggling to add. And man, I know you can get it from you know pork fat or butter or whatever, but there's just something special for me with beef tallow. That's been really cranking it up. All right. Absolutely, Scott. Cut her loose. How about putting the phone in this run it side by side with your PC so you can see the chat. Yeah, I got you. That's a good idea. You mean pull up my own chat? Why did I think about that? Because I got the PC right behind here. Gosh, maybe I can do this. Maybe that'll be okay. That's kind of better too. I'm looking at a new angle. All right, that's a good idea, Scott. Let me pull up my own live, and I'm gonna mute this son of a gun. Sorry for all you guys. There we go. Sorry. Sorry, I kept my router's too far away, so I had to go to 5G. I had to shut off my Wi-Fi, but there we go. Yes, that is way better. I'm gonna have to find the right angle to get here so I can read my monitor. Scott, you are a genius. This is way better. Seems good for now. All right, we go catch up. What is the difference between the perfect amino collagen powder and whey protein supplements? I don't understand, or do you know who can explain them? Uh, the whey protein supplements. I have a funny feeling DC would be good at explaining that, but I don't really know. I don't know what I don't even know where whey comes from, but I know that a lot of people on carnivore stay away from it, from what I know. But I don't think the whey protein powder is anything close to the amino acids, because I mean, that's the whole thing. I just like these optimal aminos are the ones that I take, and the perfect aminos are good too, but they're twice as expensive, and these ones seem to work just fine. So I couldn't tell you. I know that these have like all 8 or 9 whatever um, essential amino acids in it, and concentrates. So I think they're 1 gram of each amino acid per pill. Um, I started to saute my sardines in butter. Not a fan of eating them straight out of the tin. Oh, that sounds good. I've never tried that. That sounds really good, Wendy. That is true. You can definitely be toothless. Me cod liver. I got my chompers, but cod liver, that's the one thing. It's got a bit of a texture issue, doesn't it? Uh, yes, cod liver. I don't have any in here, but they come in a can just like sardines. They come in a little tin, but they are, just like cod liver oil. They're just a really good source of omega 3s. Yeah, DC, I totally agree. I do think that, because I got to thinking about it, I kind of stalled out and I was kind of getting irritated because I stalled out on weight loss in October, which is basically when winter starts here in Montana. And then as soon as it got warm here the other day, I could just feel a switch flip, you know. And then I was like, this is how I feel when I'm losing weight. Like I knew it instinctively that I was going to start losing weight. And then sure enough, this fast was easy. I've dropped like 41 pounds on the last 4 days. Now, 21 or 22 pounds of that was weight that I gained when I had COVID because I just got all puffed up. I was just inflamed and from the stupid little COVID thing. And that's why I'm doing this fast too. Well, that and Jeff at SBG was doing it. And he wanted a fasting buddy, but I thought, yeah, this would be a good time to just get rid of all the, the COVID ick. And so I did that. And, it's just freaking cold, but it was, it was pain in the butt. I just wanted to get it washed out of my system. So I did this fast, and lo and behold, this is the easiest fast ever. And that was coming right out of 10 days of kind of being under the weather. So I really think that it has something to do with the cycle, Let's see. Oh, I totally did crash my own live. I'm just catching up to you guys. Yep, I'm back now. Heck yeah, definitely follow Carnivore Scott. He's got an awesome channel, and he does really good lives, and he opens it up and does fun conversations. So definitely go follow Carnivore Scott. Yeah. So my phone kind of is right in front of the monitor. Kind of. It's about 3 feet away. But the reason it is because I don't have a good phone stand because I stopped using it. So this one's too tall. So I put it on my desk to get it close to my monitor. It's a problem because it's like way over my head. So I have this one on the floor because it's such a tall stand because I use it for taking progress pictures with my phone. Third world problems, but I'm going to get it figured out. Why protein subs are from whey is from milk. Okay, that's why most carnivores don't like them. Seed oils and garbage. That makes sense, DC. I knew you'd be the guy. Put cod liver in a blender, make it tender. Oi, you don't need to put cod liver in a blender. That stuff you can cod liver when I get it out of the tins, you can spread it on toast. Like, yeah, it's already just mush. Let's see. From like kefir. Yeah, I'm definitely going to build a better stand, Scott. Branched chain amino acids at the moment, but wonder if that will further damage my liver. I have no idea. You wouldn't think it would, right? You'd think protein would be harder on your liver, but I don't know. That is crazy. All right, I think I caught up. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out. I wasn't actually planning on doing a live stream. I was just trying to figure out if I could use my desktop to do a vertical live stream or if I had to use my phone. And if I did have to use my phone, could I send my phone camera wirelessly through my Camo Studios app on my PC to run it through there? And with all that testing, I hit buttons and here we are. So I was listening to Ben Bickman on PhD too. There we go. See, but this is what I don't really care about. How we do. lives through YouTube instead of doing them through StreamYard, which to most people watching, they don't really see the difference on the receiving side. But I can't just put out a link, I don't think, and have people come on unless I'm missing something. I don't think I can. Wait a minute, what's this button? Hold on, I'm going to hit a button. This might screw something up, but I want to see what this says. Oh, wait, those are filters. Oh, that didn't help. Well, that didn't help. That didn't help. Nope, nada. Wow, this is not getting better. All right, never mind. Sorry. All right, we know what that button does now. We will not hit that button again. Let's see. I thought that might have been a link button. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, exactly, Adam. Well, I'm a fiddler, so all right. Adam, can you answer me this? Can I do a vertical live stream from my PC without doing a bunch of workaround crap? Like, can I just go into YouTube Studio, use my webcam, and do a vertical stream, or do I have to do all this, workaround stuff? Because I would really be curious to know. And also, yeah, look at all this stuff last night. I'm a bit confused. Probably should just stop. There we go. Also, is this considered a vertical live stream? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think it has to be directly through the phone app. Yeah, that's what I was seeing too. And so I was going to play and see if I could use like simulator on my computer and download the YouTube app on my computer and then download YouTube Studio on my computer and then link my cell phone to Camo Studios so that I could have a vertical format through Camo through my cell phone and then open it up through the YouTube app on the simulator and then launch it. But I was like, holy butt cheeks, that's going to be kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah, okay, this is vertical. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, DC's getting them straightened out on liver and protein. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, Adam. that is the equivalent to what I just said about how to do the workaround. And because I looked it up before I started hitting buttons, and I was like, man, this is I'm already having a hard time. Well, this is one of the reasons that I wanted to do it on the PC though, because I can't hook my phone into the Ethernet, and the router's like 10 miles up a chicken's butt away, so I don't have great Wi-Fi here, but I got pretty good 5G, but it's already been a little bit glitchy. Also, I don't like this angle. Look how dirty it makes my hat look. My hat's not that dirty. This is it's like the way the felt textures laying, it makes it look like I rolled it in like, I don't know, gray dust or something. It's weird. All right, so this is kind of interesting. That's sugar. Exactly. That's where I'm hiding it. I'm hiding it in the felt. I'm taking it in through the skin in my hat. Oh, that's funny. So, if you guys are new, I'm just curious with this vertical live stream. If you guys are new to the channel or this is your first time to the channel, let me know. I'd be super curious if you said something. Powder donuts. keeping them on the brim. Say howdy in the chat if you are this your first time finding this through a short reel. That'd be awesome. Carnivore repaired my kidney, so I'm working on the liver now. Absolutely, Sandra. That's amazing. All these hobbies. Well, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate that feedback. I am just a technologically challenged wannabe YouTuber, and so I'm trying to get a little feedback to see how this thing works. So thank you very much. Holly, are you? I'm just curious how you got here. Are you carnivore, or have you been researching carnivore? I was just curious how it brought you here. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too, Scott, and that's what me and Adam talked a little bit about, and that we wanted to play with. And I was, I was just trying to figure out how I could do one maybe this Saturday, and I was trying to get set up for it, and I hit some button. I actually emailed you, but family stuff came up, and haven't had a chance to set up a Zoom with you yet. Oh, okay, Holly, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely set one up, and we'll get it put together. Oh, you're just starting. That's awesome. Yeah, so that's good to know because that means that you're in the algorithm as a, I don't know, I guess a consumer of carnivore content, but you were new to the channel, so that's awesome that it brought you in here. Thanks, DC. I appreciate it. We'll see you. Have a good lift, man. Hey guys, no worries at all. I appreciate it. Oh, nice. That's awesome, Scott. Yeah, definitely everybody, if you can go help Scott get those 80 subscribers, that would be awesome. If you're new, go check out Carnivore Scott and hit that subscribe button. It's free and you like it. That's awesome. That's way cool. Huh. Well, this is very interesting. I don't know. Does anybody have any questions? Any the idea when I did this for real on Saturday, I was going to make it a Q&A. So Q&A away, or what do they call those things? AMAs. I hope I didn't just say something weird like like the other dirty-minded ones or whatever. Hey Arlene, how are you? No, there are no apartments available in the area at all, and I don't think there will be in the next 20 to 35 years. Thanks for asking. Have a nice day. Oh, thanks. Did you talk at all about plans for Hack Your Health? A little bit. I'm going to get more into that on Saturday. This was actually kind of an accident live stream that I was doing because I'm technologically retarded. But yeah, we're going to go into it. So right now I got an Airbnb and we got some people staying with us, and we're working out the schedule with the Hack Your Health schedule. And uh, me and Lindy's coming from Australia, so that's super exciting, and a bunch of our YouTuber carnivore friends, and we're going to have multiple meetups, but we're working out the itinerary still right now. So I don't have it all put together yet, but I will. And then once I do, I have a lot of emails and messages on Instagram and everything of people wanting to know where it's going to be at, if there's a meet up, how they can help out. And then I'm going to start. Right now, I don't know how to answer any of it because we don't have the itinerary put completely together yet. We're just working that out. But I will definitely get to that. Thanks so much. How bad was your COVID? I'm not going to lie. I was surprised how bad it was because I talk a lot of smack about COVID because I do think it was completely overblown and a bunch of nonsense. However, whatever strain this was actually pretty torquey. And it had a lot of people around down for about, I don't think anybody died from it or anything, but it had a lot of people down for about 3 weeks. Like it was just real persistent, snotty little cold. And my mom, but I mean, to tell you how not deadly it is, my mom, who's 80 years old and has Parkinson's and a brain tumor, she got it, and she asked. She went to the hospital because she wasn't feeling good and she was scared, but she did just fine, and she's kicked it. So that was good. But I got through it in about the worst of it in about 6-7 days. But it's hung around for about 10 days total. But I was shocked because I haven't really been sick in 15 months since I did carnivore, and that one came in kind of hard, and it was real sticky, and I didn't understand why. But but I beat it, and I didn't get any antibiotics. I didn't have to take any stuff, just carnivore and cussing mad, getting it out of there. But we got it out of there. Let's see. Hey Jody, so I bought 20 chickens, and naively, Jody, I thought 20 chickens would be enough. 5 of them died though, and no, it's not the bird flu. They had a like a birth defect or something, and so 5 of them died. So I'm down to 15 chickens, and next summer I'm planning on getting about 30 to 40 more because the eggs really help my testosterone and stuff, and I feel really good on them, and I quite enjoy them. So I'm going to try to get quite a few more. So. Okay, Holly's hobbies. Did you start strict BBB&E, or did you start ketovore and convert over? So I started keto, went to ketovore, and through the process of ketovore, I was between keto and ketovore. I was doing that for like 2.5 years, but I got completely distracted with all the keto junk food, the keto treats, the keto fat bombs, the keto substitutes for everything, and too much processed keto junk food I didn't know at the time was bad. But it kept derailing me. It kept my cravings and my sugar addiction alive, and still was screwing up my gut microbiome. So finally, I got real fed up, and I just had to do something. And so I ended up going just strict BBB&E. So I'd only eat bacon, ruminant animals basically, but bacon, beef, butter, and eggs, and salt, and just water. And that was the ticket. That was the magic trick that really, after 5 or 6 weeks, completely took all my sugar addiction away and everything, and I started healing. So, yeah. So I can't say enough that was definitely the best decision I ever made, because now I'm free from it. Let's see here. Somebody Scott. Right on. We're getting Scotty up there. All right. Carnivore Brothers, I'm planning to go, and happy to help in planning. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I will definitely, once we get worked out, it's just, we got so many people involved that's why we're having a hard time working out the schedule. But as soon as we do, we're gonna need some recommendations and stuff from people in the area. So I'll be definitely hitting you up. Easy. My dog. Oh, no. Sorry, that's my dog. She's normally, you guys can't hear her because when I'm going through my PC, I have crisp software that cancels out her barking in the background, but now you guys probably all hear her. Which she shouldn't be barking. She's doing that because she's hungry, But I just fed her 1.5 pounds of chuck roast. So she's just being a little piggy. Let's see here. Ollie, COVID took me out for a month and gave me asthma. Yeah, that the COVID lung hit me during keto. So I think it would, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got COVID in 2021, and that's what kind of pushed me to go real strict carnivore. Was because it gave me congestive heart failure. That was when I ballooned up over 700 pounds, and it gave me COVID lung, and I was real bad off with it. But that was because I was doing the typical me thing, and I was gonna pigheadedly force my way to some weight loss. So I was going to do a 40-day fast, and I made it to day 21. And I got so low on potassium that it actually screwed up my blood plasma, and my blood plasma couldn't hold red blood cell platelets. So that tanked my immune system. And I caught COVID right then. So it hit me real hard. But it was the best thing ever happened because now, I fixed the congestive heart failure, I fixed the COVID lung, and actually my lungs, I breathe better now. Definitely do real strict carnivore and then do the Wim Hof box breathing. And that is what completely brought my lungs back around. When I was 19, I only had 88% oxygen saturation in my lungs. And now I'm 40, almost 41. And my oxygen saturation is 96%. When I had COVID, they put me on home oxygen. They said I was likely going to be on that for maybe permanently. And now my oxygen saturation is better than it was when I was 18 and no oxygen. So pretty incredible. Okay, let's see here. Am I eating the whole egg? So the answer is yes and no. So I'll eat the whole egg for about 12 of them, but I try to eat 36 eggs a day when I'm working on my testosterone. And I will substitute about an egg and a half and a yolk and a half for a whole egg. So I might eat like a 12 egg omelet, but then I might go ahead and add like 35 more eggs in, or egg yolks in, and just do the egg yolks. So the answer is I know that when I eat 36 full eggs in a day, that much egg white makes me not feel great. So I don't like eating 36 egg whites. And it's not a volume problem. I can put down the steak and stuff. It's just there's something in the egg whites if I have that many. But I can tolerate pretty much up to about 18 egg whites a day and be fine. But if I get much more than 18 egg whites, I start feeling a little funny. Start to balk and grow feathers. All right. I think eggs are the ultimate food. I think they're very good. I see what Carrie's talking about now. You can lose your place in this chat in a hurry because it jumps around like crazy. Yeah, the keto recipes are kind of a quicksand pitfall type of deal. You can get sucked into them because you're like, well, if it's a keto pizza, then I can have two of them and I'm just fine. And then you're like, why am I all bloated and breathing funny and 40 pounds heavier? It's like, oh, because it's just a scam. Like it's not. I think for some people that can tolerate oxalates and histamines and all that stuff, keto's probably fine for some people. But I don't think keto junk food and keto um, recipes where you make all the junk out of keto so-called products. Really, I think if you use too many decimated products, too many, processed things, even if they're keto, I think you're just doomed. I just don't think I think your body looks at it and is like, what is this shit? Like I don't think it's really like, oh, good, I have nutrition because it says keto on the label. I don't think your body's down with it, to be honest with you. Let's see. Cosette is hungry. Well, she's pretending to be hungry. She's bored. She's eating because she's bored. Yeah, now she's sleeping. She's like, I just thought I'd bark at you just to see if you'd fall for it and give me another pound of steak, but now I'm going to bed, you jerk. Howdy, howdy, wrestler. Exactly. Animals are like kids, especially this one. She's 17 though. She's not a kid anymore. She's like 105 in dog years, and she's almost not even a teenager in actual years. Yeah, I do. I feed her always the chuck roast raw, and because chicken's so horrible, it gives her seizures. So she can't have chicken, and so I get the Costco chuck roast, and I get I think they're 7 pound packs, and they're cut in little cubes. And she eats about a pound and a half to 2 pounds a day. I just give it to her raw, and she loves it, and she thrives. Let's see here. Whoa, this thing bounced again. See you, Scott. Thanks for coming in. I hope you get your 80 subscribers. I'd subscribe again if I could. See you, Scott. Have a good evening. Sorry, I'm trying to read. I should be talking in dead airspace, but I'm reading these comments. See you later, Esther. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I totally agree. Keto is the gateway to carnivore for sure. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some of you are new. I hate to bore everybody that's heard it before, but it just surprises me. You know, I used to feed Cosette, my dog, my poodle. Let's see if you can. There she is. Cosette. Cosette. Oh, she's out like a light. She's old. But I used to feed her chicken all the time, and she was having seizures for like 10, 11 years. And they're pretty nasty. She'd have about seven to eight, maybe 8 or 9 seizures a year, and they're pretty rough ones. And once she'd have them, and I kept taking her to the vet and stuff, and they just said it was hereditary and nothing you could do about it. And then when I went carnivore, I noticed I didn't feel good eating the chicken. And then I started eating beef. Well, then I started feeding her beef because there was no chicken in the house, and she just eats. Back then I was feeding her whatever I was eating, and then her seizures stopped, and I was like, "Holy cow!" Well, make a long story short, when I bought my chickens for laying eggs, I asked the farmer if there was something weird with chicken because I noticed that when I have chicken now that I'm on carnivore, I don't feel very good, and it's like, why does chicken make me sick? And he said, "Oh yeah, that they screwed up the chicken by breeding two species of chickens that don't breed in nature, and they do it in they basically incubate them and breed them in a hatchery or whatever, and that's how they do it." And he said they started finding out that there's a lot of people that know that they're bad because there's a bunch of groups that found out their dogs were having seizures. So once they said that, I was like, holy crap, I bet that's what was going on with Cosette. Well, to even do a recap on that for some of you, because I've said that several times, but to go back, so about, I don't know, almost a month ago, my mom got some Costco rotisserie chickens. And we decided that Cosette wanted one real bad because she loves chicken. So we let her have a half a Costco rotisserie chicken. And I thought, well, I'll see how we do, because one rotisserie grilled chicken can't be that bad. I'm not even kidding you. As God is my witness. 3.5 hours later, after eating one Costco rotisserie, half a rotisserie chicken, she had a seizure for the first time in like almost 15 months. And I was like, I'll be danged. But that's exactly what that stuff is. So I won't touch it, and I won't feed it to her anymore either. Carnivore Brothers feeding our dog meat and lately, but she seems to be pretty picky. She won't really eat raw chicken, has been eating cooked brisket. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, and I mean, I get it. I know that there's some dogs, I know there's a lot of people that feed their dogs ground up chicken. Now, one thing that I heard that I think I could have been getting my dog in trouble with was that I didn't go and buy like kind of the cheap chicken or whatever and grind it up like a lot of people do. I was just feeding her whatever chicken I was eating. Well, it turns out they say that if you go get the really cheap chicken in the store that's kind of small and the real on sale stuff, they said that a lot of those are like old laying chickens that were kind of past their prime or something. And I don't know that like, this could all be a wives' tale, but I heard that the cheaper chicken is actually not those, the cheaper, smaller chickens are actually not those big, huge grown for meat chickens. They're the laying chickens that were kind of past their prime and they slaughtered them or something, and they sell them for dog food. And they said that those are actually better because those are not the genetically bred ones that are causing the problem. So I don't know if that's true, but I do know that I feel bad on chicken, and she absolutely has seizures on chicken. Now, DC said an interesting thing too. He said that those, and I also fed her a lot of cooked chicken. I didn't, feed her a bunch of raw chicken. Now, DC said that those cooked rotisserie chickens, and that was mostly what I was feeding her back then, have a bunch of seed oils in them too. So that could be it too, but I don't know. But I'm just, I'm just keeping her completely away from it. So yeah, I know. My vet tells me that I shouldn't be feeding my dog beef because it has too much fat, not lean enough, and it's going to be bad for her. Well, she loves the beef and she thrives on beef. She's 17 years old. And when she was on chicken, she was having seizures, and she had such hip dysplasia, she couldn't hardly stand up. Now she stands up fine, and she's just like a puppy. I mean, she's got good mental energy. Her body's tired, and she's gotten heavy, but she's so much healthier than she was when she was eating the chicken. So, for the egg laying chickens, yeah, I don't know what you call them. I'm not really an expert on it. This is my first year doing it, but it was there. I know there's a difference between the chickens that they grow. If you want to see more about it, watch Super Size Me Too. They show how those Franken chickens are how they grow. To like in 6 weeks to these giant, oversized, fat chickens that are so unhealthy that their own bones break and they have heart attacks and die because they grow so fast. Those ones are so unhealthy they don't even lay eggs. So there's a more natural type of chicken because the chicken has to be fairly healthy to lay an egg. It's got to have proper hormones. And so just the fact that they're egg laying chickens means they're not the Franken chickens, and they seem to do better. Let's see here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what my dogs, like you listen to the doctors and they're like, oh no, they got to have lean, meat and all this crap. And it's like she's thriving on beef and she loves it. So it's like, whatever, that's what she's going to eat. That's awesome, Jody. That's awesome, Holly. I bet they do really well on salmon. Sorry, John. Big man Alaska. I don't want to ruin your appetite for the chicken, but yeah, I won't touch it. That's awesome, Arlene. Yeah. I mean, it really did bring Cosette back to life. It was quite amazing. And I think she's going to hit 20, but, she's, her hips are a little bit sore and she's walking a little slow, but she still can jump up on the couch and the bed and all that stuff. And, her mind is sharp as a tack. Egg layers have better protein to fat ratio, but my dog likes beef heart livers chuck with yogurt. I bet that's delicious. I bet that's really good, Nanas. Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you. I used to eat frozen pizzas and all that junk too, John. Cornish cross birds. Okay, Jody, are the Cornish crossbirds the ones that grow in 6 weeks? Are those the ones that they say that don't breed like naturally in the wild? Like they have to kind of incubate them and make them breed, or like because they're not. I don't know if it's that they can't breed in the wild, or if they just don't grow in the same geological locations where they're available to breed in the wild. But you know, yeah, okay, that makes sense because somebody was asking me that, and I know I've had two or three people tell me that, but I don't know where the source comes from or why. Yeah, exactly. But you know, I mean, for my dog to have a seizure, when I feed her, I mean, sometimes she'll eat 3 pounds of chuck roast in a day, no problem. And well, her healthy weight's 55 pounds. Right now, she happens to be 63 pounds because she's a bit of a pig. But you know, she'll eat sometimes 3 pounds of beef a day. She doesn't have any problems. She eats a pound of chicken one time and she has a seizure. I mean, there's something going on there. That can't be denied in my mind. Like that was the nail in the coffin for me on the chicken. And I wasn't eating it anyhow because it was making me sick. But there's got to be something really, really wrong with that. Yeah, they are too big. Yeah, withhold feed or they'll grow too fast. Yeah, I seen that. It was so gross when I was watching Super Size Me too. I mean, it was pretty nasty how, you know, they would have so many chickens in there and those things were having heart attacks, their legs were breaking, couldn't walk. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah, raw brisket would be awesome for sure. Yeah, it kind of depends. I'll feed her beef for a good long time, and then she'll finally get bored with it. She just gets bored because she gets all the beef she wants. I don't withhold any food from Cosette. She just eats what she wants to eat. And but then she'll get bored, and then she'll want turkey. And turkey I haven't had the same problem with, so I'll get her some turkey and feed her that, and that's kind of a treat. Or sometimes she gets a hankering for bacon, and I'll give her some bacon pieces. But for the most part, she eats 90% chuck roast and eye round and flank steak and stuff like that. Yeah, so I used to the vast majority of stuff was I would get strip loin roast and rib roast, and I would just cut my own steaks out of them. However, recently I've been up in my tallow, and something I found out that I like is I take Costco's ground beef. I think it's their 8812 ground beef, and then I use tallow. So I grind it up and I fry it up and I chop it up and I just make ground beef out of it. Kind of like taco meat or sandwich meat or whatever. And I'll cook 7 pounds of it at a time, and I put it in a big bowl. And I might put some salt and maybe some rosemary and thyme on it. I don't have. This is something I played with in the last 3 months. If I get good organic one ingredient rosemary and thyme that doesn't have any filler in it, I don't seem to have any reaction to it. So I'll put some of that in there for flavoring. And but then I put it in a bowl, 7 pounds of it, and then I add enough tallow, beef tallow in there, and it'll melt on top of there. And I added enough to get to 2 grams of fat for every 1 gram of protein in the beef. And you have to use, I use an app that tells me how many grams of fat is in 7 pounds of beef. That's 80-12, and I look that up, and then I supplement the fat to make sure that there's a 2-to-1 fat ratio. Well, that's a whole lot of tallow. It ends up being, I think, like 1,500 grams of tallow or something pretty crazy. And so I put that in there, and it's a whole bunch, and it melts down. So I mix the beef up in it, but then I put it in the fridge, and I let it cool down. And I like to eat it when it's about a little slightly cooler than room temperature, so that it's still a little bit warm. It's not ice cold, but it's kind of like pemmican, and that's how I like to eat it. And once I found out that I really like that, and I love how I feel, and I love how much energy it gives me. I love how it makes the fasting days so much easier when I get that fat to protein ratio. That now I'm eating a lot more ground beef. So, but I still love my steaks. And when I eat my steaks to get the tallow and fat ratio in there, I make like a tallow dip out of it. I put the big finishing salt on it, and I put usually Tabasco in it, and I mix it up. And then I dip, and I put it back in the fridge and let it cool down. And then I dip my slices of steak in the tallow, scoop it up, and it tastes like a salty, vinegary, kind of like almost cream cheese or sour cream, but it's tallow, and it does really good for me. Okay, let's see. A lot of chicken farms in our area. Some of my sons used to work for them. Horror stories that, yeah, I bet so. I bet they're absolutely disgusting. I had beef bacon made from our last steer. Dogs love it. I bet they do love the beef bacon for sure. They don't mess with the turkeys like they do with the chickens. Yeah, they don't seem to mess with the turkeys near as bad. Yeah, exactly. And Anna's, it's like pemmican. Yep. And I quite enjoy it. I didn't. It's a really easy way because I make 7 pounds of that burger and I put all that fat in there. And I have a big bowl of it, and then I can take it out and I can literally measure out. I'll eat somewhere between 500 and 600 gram serving of that, and if it's mixed up right, I try to get the beef flat so that it's saturated with all the tallow, and then I let it kind of set up. And then the next day, I just put a lid on it, put it in the fridge. I just will weigh out like, 500 to 600 grams of it in a bowl, put it in the microwave for about 35 to 40 seconds, and warms it up just enough that it's a little bit pliable, but it's not runny, so that I don't have a bunch of rendered fat. And I really enjoy it that way. So. Can't wait to see what my face looks like. I can't either. I hope it gets better looking. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping under this fat there's a handsome fellow under here. That would be a nice surprise, wouldn't it? They do mess with the turkey. Broad breasts are like chicken. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Stick to the heritage breeds like Bourbon's Blued and Bronze. Okay, that's very good to know. Todd, please be careful with the amount of meat that you feed her. A little low fat to want a professional raw feeder for pets, especially with older pets. I have mine now. Dog in much better health. Oh, well, I appreciate that. You know what's funny? What I've been doing with her, because she seems to regulate herself fairly well, but she will in the winter. She'll eat too much and she'll put on some weight for sure, and she has put on some weight. But what's crazy is how fast she'll pull the weight off. And so sometimes I will literally have her fast with me, and she'll be wanting food, and I'll just not give it to her for a full day if I think she's getting fat. And because I don't, I didn't know. I'm sure there's a multitude of health problems that she can go through by putting on too much weight. But the one that I know that I can see is that her hips are, she has like arthritis in her hips, and her hips are rough. And so I don't like her being too heavy because then she struggles to stand up and things. And so when I see her getting a little fluffy, I kind of do alternate day fasting with her just once or twice. And she doesn't like it. She gives me a hard time, but she gets over it. And then just one or two fasting days, I mean, she's just thin as it could be. It's crazy. She really leans out. And then I kind of let her do it again. So that's kind of what I've been doing to try to balance it out for sure. But I appreciate that for sure. Yeah, I did. I dropped the butter, and not that I feel like I feel about butter like I feel about bacon. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it, but for bacon, I'd rather eat beef because I feel better, and for butter, I'd rather eat tallow because I feel better. I'm just kind of to the point where I enjoy everything that I eat now. And one of the reasons too that I enjoy so much when I'm eating, even though it's very simple and very streamlined, is because I'm now fasting half the time anymore. And so if you really want to like what you eat, try, fast, but don't do a white knuckle fast. If you're going to fast, prime and then fast and do it right. But when you're in that mode where fasting's easy, like like I love fasting because it makes this, what people would call a restrictive diet. It makes me love it because everything tastes great. And so being that it all tastes good, there's a whole new factor that comes into play now, which is, you know, how, what does it do for me? And being that I love tallow and I love butter, and being that I love beef and I love bacon, I choose the beef and the tallow because I feel like a superhuman when I eat it. And so now that's my new, that's kind of a new factor that I didn't have before, where it's not about kind of short-term pleasure. It's about how good I feel and how much muscle I build. It just makes you feel better. So that's the only reason why I do that. But yeah, I don't really do too much butter at all anymore. I really don't even buy it anymore. Okay, I usually come to your group lives. I got a notification you're on, so I jumped on. I don't know what vertical means. Nice seeing you close up. Your skin is really nice. Well, thank you. I'm hoping so. I'm on a fast. If you would have seen me on Friday, my face was all puffy because I had COVID, and I was like, it's. I'm. What's fun about being on carnivore too is when you're going through some things. Like I used to be so inflamed and so sick all the time. I didn't know if my face was puffy or not. I didn't know if something was out of, unusual for me because I was just always kind of a wreck. And so I love it when now I can look at it and go, and it's almost like you're a third person kind of monitoring the situation. And I'm like, holy crap, because here I was fasting and still eating, 100% carnivore. But I got sick, which, for whatever reasons caused me to be inflamed. And my face swelled up. I held like 21 pounds of fluid in that 10 days that I was fighting that thing, and everything swelled up. And I was like, this is really cool. And I was taking my ketone readings, and I should have been in ketosis, especially on the fasting days. I was never in ketosis when I was sick. So that just shows you that being in a sick, stressed state, it's not conducive. Like when you're doing that, you should just, drink your water, eat your food, get your sleep, get your rest, and then worry about it later because your body's just trying to heal and it needs the nutrients. So I don't know. It was pretty interesting. And now that I came out of it, that, I'm down because I put on like that 21 pounds and I'm doing a 5-day fast. So all that inflammation and swelling came out of my face just in like 4 days. I actually dropped 41 pounds now. I'm down 41 pounds in 4.5 days of fasting, but that's because I gained 21 pounds, you know, uh, with the inflammation and stuff. So let's see. Fasting is good for dogs, most predator animals. 2 days. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Holly. That I'm like, surely dogs fast in the wild. I think everything fasts because there's the feasting and the hunting, and so yeah, makes total sense to me, Holly. I remember you saying something about mixing beef tallow with hot sauce and something else. Yeah, pick something else for your steak dip. Yeah, it was beef tallow, Tabasco, and like the finishing salt. The really big crystal salt. Like the Malden salt's my favorite. You mix that in there. So if you put the salt in too soon, it just dissolves. But if you uh, mix it up, put the Tabasco in there, mix it up, put it back in the fridge, and then get it a little bit cold, and then bring it out and put a bunch of that salt in there, gives it kind of a salty little crunch. It's got the hot sauce flavor, kind of kicks in, and that's what I like. And then I keep it real cold because then I take strips of the steak out and I dip it in that tallow, and it tastes wonderful. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the taste of raw tallow. It tastes well. It doesn't taste like anything really, but it's kind of a mouthfeel thing, and it's kind of a coating. But and I don't know if anybody that knows me knows that one of the things that I keep in my carnivore life is vinegar, because I don't know why, but when I have vinegar with animal fat, that vinegar emulsifies the fat, it seems like, and I absorb it into energy very, very quickly. When I don't have the vinegar, I still feel good, but I feel a little bit like I don't have as much available energy to me. Like I can, like, I don't know. When I have vinegar and beef fat together, I feel like I just had 6 cups of coffee or a Red Bull or something. Like I'm pumped. But when I don't have the vinegar with the fat, then I feel like a little, yeah, I'm a little tuned down. And so I put the Tabasco in there because the Tabasco is vinegar based. So I put the Tabasco in there so that it emulsifies the fat in the tallow, and that changes the texture of it a little bit. I do about a 4-to-1 to 3-to-1 ratio, like four parts tallow to 1 part Tabasco, or 3 parts tallow rough in there. I kind of eyeball it, but and then I feel great, and so that's how I like it, and it changes the texture for me a little bit. With the Doesn't make me feel like I'm eating grease, and now it feels like I'm eating a dip because the vinegar emulsified it. It's got a like a pretty kind of got a to me it's kind of got a little bit of a Frank's Red Hot feel to it, because when you mix chicken wing whatever sauce, it's Frank's Red Hot and butter usually, so it's kind of got that buttery hot sauce feel with little crunchy chunks of salt, and I quite enjoy it. Sandra, yeah, I've dropped bacon now. I needed it in the beginning, but it's just too messy. But still eat some butter, especially if I'm not sleeping. Yeah, and like I said, I don't. Sometimes I'll get a craving for bacon and I'll just go for it. But otherwise, I just it's not something that I'm keeping for myself. It's just I way prioritize beef over it. So that's kind of my go to now. Uh, Fasting is great for autophagy, which is the body's method to clean up old and bad cells and encourage cell regeneration. Absolutely, yep, it absolutely is. And I did a 5 day fast at the beginning of the year, and then I just did another 5 day fast. So now 3 months later, basically, or 90 days later. And this one was exponentially easier to do with the fat and the changing of the season. So I am all on board, and I also do an 84-hour fast most weeks, and that was difficult this winter. But now as easy as they are, I'm definitely going to be doing that every week too. So I'm basically going to be eating 84 hours out of the week and fasting 84 hours out of the week. So, um, Pelotop's butter, but I suffer histamines. I feel so awful bedridden, and tack. Eggs floored me. Yes, swelled up like a bunch of walls. You look amazing even with being sick. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Man, I'm blessed to not have the histamine problem. The only good thing that the good news that I pray is true for y'all is I think it can heal. I think that you can heal the body over with carnivore. It might have to be strict and almost therapeutic carnivore for a while, but then I think the body can heal, and I think you can hopefully tolerate more histamines later. That's what I keep hearing, and I know, yeah, carnivore today, Adam, he's in the same boat. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good trick too, Adam, is freeze the tallow in cubes and swallow them. Absolutely. Yep, Sonder, vinegar cuts through grease, why it makes such a great cleaning product. Yeah, exactly. And so the process of emulsification or whatever you would call that, I'm probably making up words there, but emulsifying the fat with the vinegar, I think that's why it turns the energy for me so quick. And you try duck on turkey eggs, they have a different protein. Many people with egg issues can eat them. Oh, that's a good idea, John. Ooh, I didn't even think about that, but smoking the tallow, man, Adam, I bet that would be freaking awesome because you know how people smoke blocks of cream cheese and they make a dip out of it. Yeah, I bet you're onto something there. I bet that would freaking rock. Duck eggs are richer and highly delicious. And delicious. Highly recommend. Absolutely. I used to eat turkey eggs daily until I ate the turkey. Absolutely. Your man always get it, John. That's awesome. Yeah. uh, yeah. Carnivore Rick. He loves his ducks and duck eggs that he catches in the wild for sure. Well, this is awesome. Again, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm gonna do another roll call because we got a few more people in here. If you're new and this is the first time seeing the channel, throw a howdy in the chat. I'd appreciate it because I'd love to see if this is your first time because this is a different platform that I'm used to using. So lion diet is hard. I haven't the guts to try it. Well, I don't know. I just did 90 days lion diet and I was doing pretty strict carnivore because I was BBB and E, and I wasn't actually eating a whole lot of butter. So lion diet wasn't a stretch because I already, I was BBB and E, but the bacon part I wasn't hardly partaking in because I already knew that I was feeling better on beef. So the only thing that I missed was the eggs. That was what I missed on the lion diet. That I didn't care that I was missing the butter, and I didn't miss the butter to be honest with you. And I already quit dairy. So the only real thing that I missed was the eggs. And so now I'm basically doing lion diet plus eggs. And I think for me, it's absolutely the optimal diet for me. So lion diet plus eggs plus Tabasco and the occasional pickled jalapeno. That's my full spiel on that. But that's literally everything that I eat ever nowadays. Oh, appreciate it. Yeah. Other videos and no of you just logged in YouTube and saw you were live. That's awesome, man. I sure appreciate that. Yeah, because I was just curious how these vertical lives, they say that they're kind of supposed to put you in the short algorithm where they can be picked up on the short reels. And so I was just curious how that works. Yeah, absolutely. First couple weeks of anything is hard. I was lucky enough in a way that I was so sick and desperate at the time that I ended up doing a very finding success on a very strict uh, carnivore diet, and so it was very, very close to lion anyhow. So lion's actually uh, been a fine transition. Just but I do prefer the eggs though. So I don't think lion's better. I prefer like a lion and egg crossbreed, like I don't know, a chicken lion or something. I don't know what you'd call it, an egg lion. I don't know, but that's what I think I prefer that for my diet actually. Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're all just in different spots, but a lot of people will tell me that lion's restrictive or carnivore's restrictive or whatever is restrictive, but man, where I came from, none of this is restrictive. This has given me, so many options back and, a second chance and so many things, being stuck in a chair was restrictive. Not being able to breathe, having to be on an oxygen machine was restrictive. Not being able to drive was restrictive. Not being able to sleep in a bed was restrictive. Like, having to pray and figure out I was going to get to the bathroom was restrictive. So this is all the freedom in the world. I sometimes tell people if you were paralyzed, right? And you told all the, like if people that were paralyzed, if they could just eat steak and walk again, they wouldn't tell you that that was a bad trade. It wouldn't be restrictive. To them, they would think that that was a miracle that they could trade that decision to walk again. So, I mean, that's the way I feel about it. It's like, I'm lucky because I get to eat steak and get my health back. So I think it's a blessing. Did it 100 times, put back on track now. Absolutely wrestler. Uh, Licking diet. I like that, Adam. That's a good one. The licking diet. That might get some people confused. That might get some people confused. Uh, yeah, absolutely, Lindy. I'm the same way. I'm naturally. I just it wasn't a big decision, but because I was already pretty much there. What's the difference between lion and carnivore? Lion is no dairy, no butter. It's really just salt and ruminant animals is all the lion diet is, salt and ruminant animals. But on the upside, that means you can have giraffe if you can wrestle one. Let's see here. Night and day online for me. Yeah, and again, I think I didn't notice the difference because I think that's because I don't have many autoimmune problems. This is kind of a funny topic, but I think one way that, well, there's no politically correct way to say it, but one way that fat people uh, are lucky is that we don't end up too often with too many of the autoimmune. I mean, uh, for sure. I mean, that's not like a like 100% rule or something, but I just have noticed that I think you know you know uh, us land cows sometimes, and I'm talking to myself. Get lucky that we have all this body fat to hide the toxins in, and I think it helps kind of shield us from developing autoimmune problems. So, heck yeah. I was surprised. I mean, Adam, have you ever looked up the ruminant animal chart? I was like, I get that it's probably true that it is ruminant animal, but why put it out there for an option? Please, nobody go to the zoo and try to eat the giraffe because it's going to put carnivore in a pretty bad light. We're going to make the news for all the wrong reasons. uh, All right, I think I. Oh yeah, for sure. I had terrible neuropathy, John. Like I couldn't barely move my toes, and if I did move them, they had to all move a little bit at once. Like I had no dexterity, or I couldn't move them individually. I couldn't feel, you know, any of the skin on my shins. Basically, from the knees down on my legs, I couldn't feel anything. Um, yeah, I was just miserable, and had no, I had no good balance because I couldn't feel anything like with your little toes and stuff to kind of get your balance, and it was just not good. And then when I was doing carnivore, uh, my feet were just burning. They were on fire, but I just somehow, just in my gut, I knew that that was a good thing, that I was actually starting to get some circulation or oxygen or feeling back on those nerves. And that's why it was feeling this burning pain. And so for, I don't know, 2 months, it literally felt like I had my feet, bottom of my feet, sitting in a hot frying pan, like they were burning. And it was not a great sensation. It was somewhere between getting burnt in a frying pan or also rubbing your skin to a sensation of being raw, where it just stung and burned. And that was that way for 2.5, 3 months. And then that started finally going away. When that went away, I noticed I could move my toes, and I noticed I could feel. One of the biggest shockers was when I was in the shower and hot water sprayed my shin and it actually hurt for once. That hadn't happened in a long time. Usually I'd have the water spraying down on my legs, and then I'd bring the water up, and then I would burn because I thought I didn't, I couldn't feel my legs. I didn't know that the water was hot, and I was scalding my legs at the time and couldn't feel it. And so when I finally started being able to burn my legs with the shower wand, I realized I was making progress. And now I'd say I'm 97% healed up on the neuropathy. I have just a slight bit of numbness on the tips of my toes, but that's about it. All right, 435 pounds running. Joke was always healthy as a horse, big as a cow until COVID took me out. Now 435 and suffering, fighting for my life. Yeah, fighting for your life back. Well, Holly, you're in good company, because that's where that's where a lot of us were. A lot of us in here, one way or another, we're all fighting for our lives, and that's why we are carnivore evangelists in a way, because man, it really is the answer. And it's not, answer's not in the drugs, and I mean, maybe you need some drugs for now, but the healing is not in the drugs. The healing is not in the doctors. It's in the food. It's in the nutrition, and it's in the proper human diet. And so, man, I just keep us up to date, stay in this community. We'd love to encourage you and keep you going in the right direction. And we want to be there to celebrate with you when you get your health back, and when you reach your goals, for sure. Yeah, exactly, John. Showers were dangerous. You don't temper the water on your on your shins, for sure, if you have neuropathy. It holds 200 kilograms yet. We'll have to look and see. Thanks, Carnivore, today. Finding this group encourages me. Absolutely, that's why we're all here, Holly. Like, we feed off of this community, for sure. All my metabolic issues were autoimmune and damage from chronic pain, medications, diabetes, not very overweight, but my liver damage as a person who drinks alcohol lots. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the vibration plates are a good place to start. Barefoot to ground, absolutely. That's a really good one. Grounding I did a lot of that to get out of my rock or my recliner. Absolutely, Holly. We are happy to have you. I have some serious health problems also, all related to being overweight. Yeah, I don't know. Wrestler, I would actually say related. Yeah, I would say that related is a fairly fair word, but you know what I'm just saying that so many people will blame weight on poor health, and I don't think it's true. I think that weight is a parallel symptom. It's not the disease, it's not the catalyst, it's not what's wrong, and it's not what's making you sick. I think, and a lot of times, I think our body is smart and it's got to deal with the poison that we're putting in it the best way it can, and it stores it in the fat, and it stores the oxalates in the fat, it stores the extra sugar in the crap. Plus, we're eating all this empty calories. Isn't it crazy that I went to doctors my whole life. I was 600 pounds when I was 14. I was always fighting weight. The doctors never sat down and talked to me about how things worked. They never sat down and said, you know, your body doesn't just get hungry for fuel, it also gets hungry for nutrients and building blocks. So a lot of the times when our brain's screaming for sugar, it's because it's a sugar, we're sugar addicts. But a lot of time too, that doubles down on that is that our body's screaming for nutrients and we don't give it to it. So instead, we give it more empty calories, more empty fuel, and our body has to do something with that, and it stores it as fat. But it's not inherently the fat that's making us sick. It is a parallel symptom of the real cause. And so that's why when you start healing, you can actually gain weight and get much, much healthier than when your body's healed and your tissue's healed and your, mitochondria is healed and your, you know, lymphatic system's working right and your hormones are right and your brain chemistry is right. Your body starts building muscle and then it goes, we're finally strong enough to survive getting rid of all this toxic fat that's got oxalates in it and has all these, chemicals and crap that we stored in it to save this guy. So we kind of got to change our mind how we look at that. It's not necessarily a correlation or causation from the fat that's causing the health problems. I don't believe that's just my opinion, but I don't believe that that's true. Good all night. All I need to log off. Yeah, we'll see you, man. I appreciate you stopping in. Log off. I'm going to keep posted at the Carnivore Cure on Hack Your Health. I emailed you and Adam, and I'm happy to help. Okay, I will definitely get into that. I sure appreciate it. I have a lot of emails that I'm kind of waiting on the Hack Your Health subject until I get an itinerary figured out so that I can have a game plan. Because right now it'd just be kind of a lot of wild guesses. So I'm so happy to hear mine. Absolutely. Good night, bros. Thanks for chatting. Miss Lindy, looking forward to meeting you. Hack Your Health as well. Yeah, Lindy is a superstar. So impressive. Over 500 pounds down. She's in Rolling Stones magazine, for crying out loud. I was going to give her a hug. Now I'm going to ask for an autograph when she gets to Texas. Let's see. I missed the one with Jason Karp. I'll have to check it out. Is it a good one? Oh, yep. It's a great one. I should have read one more line. Was that the interview when asking why he was eating fruit? Huh, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check it out. Was it a good one? Well, I mean, I know you said it was a good one, but what was shocking about it? I guess that's one thing we should do once we figure out who's all going to be at the meetup in Austin. Uh, Maybe we should do a poll and see what kind of meetup would you like to do? Would you like to do like a steak buffet, or I don't know what else there'd be. We'd have to think about it. But, I don't know, see a movie. I don't know what we do. We don't want to see a movie. That's a stupid idea. We can't talk. But I don't know. I don't know. What should we do? I guess that's what we got to talk about. What should we do? Wow, taking on Kellogg's, that's incredible. Hire Johnny Depp's lawyer, that's even more incredible. Absolutely sounds a good point, Lindy. We need to save our lives and find something with air conditioning so we don't melt. Yeah, save money. Isn't that funny? Think about how stupid that is. How, I mean, we all did it. I'm not preaching to anybody, but think about how stupid that was, that we all save money by cheaping out on the food. And then that money we save, we end up paying to the doctors so that they can give us drugs, so that they can dull our symptoms, so that we can go to work and make more money to give to the doctors to buy the drugs until we die. It's like, this is a pretty awesome system. glad I was frugal. uh, he did stir me up. That's a fact. Yeah, I told you. Adam said the key to the, or no, Big John Alaska, or from Big Alaska. He said that the key to this was to keep talking, and I told him that there is no no danger in this mouth stopping. So yeah, I've got a reputation to uphold here. Absolutely, the medicine's expensive, and the more you need it, the more expensive it is. Yeah, we definitely have to sign that petition for sure. We pay for it every day, medicine or not. We just don't realize it. Right? I know. That's the genius of this. That of this. I don't know, genocide diet or whatever, standard American diet, is that it doesn't kill you immediately. So people, it doesn't have the shock factor. It kills you over time. You know. Well, yeah, for sure. Put lethal food coloring in kids' cereals, and that's why, because they got to make the poison pink and cartoon colored. That way, it's less, less ominous, or ominous, whatever that word is. Less, you know, less suspicious looking. Right? It's all cute. That's awesome. Absolutely, Lindy. Absolutely. You know. Just takes from you, and they make cartoons out of it, and it's on the little cartoon bunnies before the cartoons on Saturday morning. It's all colors. It's got cool toys, and all the cool kids are doing it, and there's cool kid clubs. They're all doing it, and it's cheap. It's right there, and they tell the parents, and it's good for them because it doesn't have any saturated fat in it. It's just got an ungodly amount of sugar and high fructose corn syrup. But don't look at that. It's also made in a factory. It's a sawdust pile of crap, but it's sugar coated. So go ahead and eat that because there's no fat in there, and the fat's what's bad. Yeah, such a crock of crap. What I miss? Like a falcon the bird? Oh, Falcon, a car. There we go. Is that a car? And is that like a? I can't. I don't know that we have a Falcon in the U.S. Oh, I know Butter Bob. I absolutely know Butter Bob. In my keto days, Butter Bob was one of the people, and I watched him make truffles, and he did his cooking shows. Yeah, and he had that saying that butter makes your pants fall off. Absolutely. No, I remember him very much so. Oh, it's Ford Falcon. Oh, that's why I don't. I'm a Dodge guy. I'm a Mopar guy. I don't know the Fords. Yeah, his videos are still up. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome, Sandra. Butter Bob was your beginnings. That's awesome. Ford Falcon. Thomas Dell. Grandpa too technical. I don't know Thomas Dell. Hmm. I'll have to check him out. I don't think I've heard him. That'd be kind of fun. Who's your guys' favorite like carnivore influencers, you know? Like our carnivore doctors, carnivore experts, like when you get the most information, like technical information that you really trust, who are those? And I'm asking because for future collaborations and stuff. Dr. Boz, 2018. Yeah. Yeah, it's right. The keto works to lose weight. It really does. Worked for me too. But the problem was it was still too connected to the snacks and too centered around food almost being, food wasn't just nutrition. Food was like a social life. Food was like a way to spend time, and that's where, because then you start making all these keto foods and you overeat them, but you're kind of giving yourself this excuse to eat them, and you just, man, I just set myself up. I think you probably totally, I couldn't because I was too much of a, I needed to be an abstainer, but so I had to stay far away from that stuff. But absolutely, if you do it strict, I think there's a path for that. Ken Berry, yep, he is the goat. Absolutely. Yep. Waylon Estra. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know that name. Ben Bickman, absolutely. No, I definitely am not old enough to remember the Falcon. Thomas DeLauer, yep, he's super technical. Butter Bob, Dr. Barry, Baker Boz, Barry have been my favorites. Yep, Ken Berry, absolutely. We gotta see if we can get that dude on the show sometime. Yeah, carnivore. I was in the same boat. I had to really trim it down and get away from all the distractions that keto had me on. And then, I mean, the progress, the freedom was, the freedom from pain and depression, anxiety, and, swelling and arthritis and inflammation, day and night difference. Yeah. Oh, you gotta love the family that sets up a intervention about weight and then makes every family event about food, but condemns you when you're eating a steak. Right? I know. I know, absolutely. Yeah, it's so silly, right? And the reality of it is it's a it really is a diseased state, right? And there's just people that haven't gotten to that point or don't have that particular prompt or whatever, and they just can't see it. So they try to help, but they're also they don't have the answer, and so they're kind of hypocrites, and they don't know it. They mean well, and they're frustrated, but they're getting frustrated because they're tired of worrying about us. So they're like, "Damn it, feel better, so I don't have to worry about you," you know. And that puts more stress on us, and like whatever, it is what it is. We put stress on ourselves because we know we're doing it to them. They don't even have to do it to us. But the thing is, that causes more anxiety. And I swear, the hormone imbalance in the insulin from insulin resistance, because insulin's such a dominant hormone, that hormone imbalance causing the anxiety is incredibly that everything all my addictive nature and compulsive nature seem to be from that anxiety. There's just something to give you some kind of break from it. So I know what you're saying there. Yeah, when they used to eat the raw meat, that was a thing for a bit. Also primal something. Gonna dip out, guys. See you. I appreciate it, Big Man Alaska. We'll see you, John. Guys, definitely check out Big Man's live stream and go check out his channel if you would. I'd appreciate it. He's got an awesome channel. Thanks, John. Yeah, I've been meaning to try it, but I didn't know how to set it up. So I appreciate you bringing it to my attention, John. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how fast this went. We've been on almost 2 hours, and this was a accidental slip of the thumb. I hit a button, and then I was trying to set up a live stream for Saturday, and I was trying to load a thumbnail, and then people started popping in the comments. I'm such a dork. See you, Esther. Thank you so much for coming in. We're about to wrap up, anyways. Have a very, very good night. I have people wanting me to take the shot weekly, but I need to heal my body. Weight loss is a bonus. Getting rid of the lupus. Yeah, absolutely. Asthma and fatty liver is more important. Absolutely. No, we are definitely rooting for you, Nanas. Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll see you. Night, Esters. Gotta say goodnight. Have to sleep by midnight. My new personal regimen. Yes, absolutely. I very much appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. We'll get more of these now that it's seamless. Well, hopefully I can achieve a seamless one at some point. But yeah, probably so. I got to do something because I used to do several videos a week and now I only do the Sunday one. And so I'm going to do a cooking one for sure. But I'm also going to do probably one just catch up live stream because, full transparency, I hate making videos. I don't like to edit them. I don't like to make them. I just like to talk to people and I like to hear what people want to know. And if I have a thought or, some point that I want to make, I just want to tell it to people. And then this gets recorded. but I just like having a conversation. I am not an actor. I don't know how to make like entertaining content. I can just talk. I mean, I talk. Let's say I don't know that I can, but I talk, and that seems to be easier for me. I when I try to make a video, it's just there's nothing natural about it. I do 30 or 40 or 50 takes. I edit the crap out of it, and then it just ends up like, and I have too much OCD for that anyways. It just makes my brain explode, and it makes me very mad. And I don't like that. I never have a bad time talking to you guys. So this is just what I'd rather do. So yeah, that's my spiel. Oh man, I'm glad you like it, Holly. That's great. I will try to do more of these. Yeah, and absolutely reach out, Holly. Lindy is a super like Lindy's knows so much about. She's training to be a coach at the SBG, so that's amazing too. If you ever need coaching, I mean, well, you couldn't ask for better results. So definitely hit up Lindy. I sure appreciate it, Sandra. Oh, Ozempic, yeah. You know, tell me that the pharmacy companies are not just drug dealing whores, to be honest with you. Pardon my French, but I mean, for them to when they first brought out Ozempic and stuff, for them to give you a trial dose for $100 a month and let you lose weight and feel better, and then bump up the price to $1,500 a month after your coupon runs out, that is some literal street drug dealing, hustling horse crap. So I don't get it. Like, I mean, it just shows their colors, you know? Yeah, Ozempic is awful. Exactly, Lindy. It's just so easy just to chat, you know? Like everything else is like you kind of feel like a dancing monkey or something when you're making videos sometimes. But the chats are awesome, and maybe that's just my personality, but that's just the way it feels sometimes. Good night, Nanas. Lindy is a great buddy to have for sure. Well, it's been 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. I'm going to cut this off. I appreciate you guys showing up. I cannot believe that I hit the button and all you guys came in like rock stars. But you know what? I'm just realizing I don't know how to end this thing. Oh no, where's the off button? Oh, this could be bad. Oh boy. All right. uh, hmm. Oh, there it is. I think I found it. All right. We appreciate, or I appreciate. I'm used to the three amigos on here. We will see you whenever next time. As this was completely impromptu, but we will see you again doing this. You guys have a great night. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.